everyone. Welcome to our deep stretch session today. The goal is to stretch it out, increase flexibility, mobility, and release all that tension, relax through the body. So we're going to start with breathing to get us moving. We're going to move with our breath. So start standing, arms by your sides, and then as you inhale, I want you to sweep your arms out to the sides and up over your head. And as you exhale, let your arms come back down by your sides. Just get a couple breaths in here. Think about lengthening through the fingertips, through the entire movement as they reach down, as they reach up. Lifting through the crown of the head, getting nice and tall. Feel the spine and the back elongate, lifting through the crown of the head. Pressing down through all corners of the feet. Moving at your pace. Just working on some shoulder mobility here, opening through the chest, shoulder blades. And when you're ready, we're going to build onto this. So you're going to inhale and reach your arms up to the sky. And then on your exhale, you'll hinge forward to a forward fold. After you get there, on your next inhale, you'll come to a halfway lift. So hands will come to shin, thigh, or knee height. So your back is flat facing the ceiling. And then when you exhale, once again, you'll come all the way back down to the ground. Hands reach towards the floor, folding yourself in half. And then next inhale, you'll rise all the way up to standing. Take a nice big exhale when you're there, and then we're going to repeat. So inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, up over the head. Exhale, forward fold all the way to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, back flat. Exhale, hands reach back down to the ground in your forward fold. And then inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Exhale, stand tall. And we repeat again. Inhale, arms sweep out to the sides, up over the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, be grounded and standing. Again. Inhale, sweep your hands out to the side, up over the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand nice and tall. Exhale, stay there for a moment. One more time. Inhale, arms out to the sides, up over the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up tall, and exhale, stay grounded there. We're just going to take a couple of deep breaths standing, and we're going to take it to our neck circles. So arms can stay long by your sides. Tilt your head so that your right ear comes towards your right shoulder, and then roll your head forward so your chin comes towards the chest, and then roll your head left ear towards left shoulder. When we complete our circle, we want to think about pulling our chin upward and towards the ceiling rather than tilting our head back. Keep going at your pace. Really trying to feel that elongation through the front of the neck. So really think about intentionally pulling that chin up and forward rather than crunching the neck back. Make these circles as big or as small as feels good to you. Make them as slow or as fast as feels good to you. Keep breathing as you go through. And when you're ready, you can reverse directions. So left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear, right shoulder, chin reaches up and forward. We hold a lot of tension in our necks. Think when we're sitting or we're cold and we scrunch up through our upper body, our neck is one of the first places to tense, neck and upper back. So just loosening that out a little bit, just paying attention here. As we go through each stretch today, make it your own. Do what feels best in your body. And when you're ready, stand tall, release your neck circles, and start with your hands by your sides. We're gonna take our hands and we're gonna bring them to our T shape. We're gonna do arm circles backward, nice and slow. We're gonna start with small circles, getting bigger as you go. Really slow and intentional here. Slow the movement down from what it normally would be for you. Trying to get our circles or our shoulders to open here. And then when you're at a good point, reach your hands both back behind the hips. Option to clasp the chest or the fingertips together and reach those fingertips extra long behind you. Puff your chest forward, roll your shoulders down and back. Opening through the chest, the shoulders, front side of the body. And when you're ready, release that. We're gonna take our hands back to our T shape and roll our arms in circles forward. Again, nice and slow, starting small, getting bigger as you go. Doing this really slow and intentional here, slower than you normally would on your average day. Breathing as you go through. When you're ready, clasp your hands in front of your chest, palms face each other, and then reach those fingertips forward and push your spine backwards. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And with the top of your head reaching forward, your fingers, your knuckles reaching forward, shoulder blades separate, spine pushes back, opening through the upper back. And when you're ready, release your arms back down by your side. Stand tall. We're going to open up through the hips just a little bit here with open the gate. Hold on to something if you need for balance. Draw your right knee, bend it up and forward in front of the right hip, and then you're going to keep it elevated as you open it out to the right and then set it down. So high knee goes up, then goes wider than the hip, and then resets back down to the ground. Just the right side to start. Holding on to something if you need. Hands can also be on your hips, in a prayer, overhead, in a T, whatever's going to work for you. And set that right foot down. We're going to switch to the left. Left knee comes up, goes wider than the hip, puts it down, and then reset. Knee up, out, and down. Breathing as you go through this movement. And when you're ready, go ahead and set both feet down. Let your arms hang heavy down by your sides, and then we're going to take it to shoulder circles. So the arms stay rested, shoulders are going to shrug up to your ears, shoulders push back, they're going to drop down and then come forward. Just the shoulders, arms still staying heavy. A little bit more shoulder mobility coming here. Again, just focusing on that part of the upper back, the neck, that tenses up so easily for us. And then reverse directions, shoulders come up, forward, down, and then back. And when you're ready, let your arms hang heavy and then just shake out your body, shake out your arms, kick out your legs. That's going to take us to our first flow. We are going to be standing for this first flow. So from our first flow, we're going to start with a high lunge. We're going to do this all one-sided and then we'll come back and do the other side. So right foot is going to step forward, left foot is going to step back. We're going to take it to a high lunge stretch. So what that means is front leg is going to be bent, back leg is going to be straight. Okay, so front foot flat to the floor, toes forward, knee bent, knee stacked over ankle. Left leg is back. You choose if you want your left toes on the ground or if you can have your entire left foot flat on the floor, that works too. Left leg is straight. From here, just breathe. Try to take a deeper bend through that front leg while keeping the knee stacked over the ankle. So if you want to get a deeper bend here, you might have to walk your feet further apart. And breathe. Feel that stretch through the back of the left calf. Feel the stretch through the front of the left thigh and hip. Now from here, You have the option to either take your hands on your hips, hands in a prayer, whatever's going to work for you. And I want you to twist towards your front knee. So chest and nose are going to point right, slight twist, opening up through the left side body, increasing that stretch through the left hip, twisting through the core, wringing out your abs like a washcloth and holding here. Breathe. And when you're ready, come through center. I want you to take your left toes and then point them out. And that's going to open your hips, and your chest is going to follow the hips. So now when your orientation changed, so you're no longer facing your right knee, you're facing to what was your left. So now left toes pointed forward, right toes are pointed out to the right. Still a bend in the right knee, straight left leg. We take it to reverse warrior from here. Left hand down long by the left thigh, right arm up and out, reaching up to the ceiling and then up overhead to the left, getting a nice side body stretch through the right side, keeping that bend in your right knee, straight the left leg stays straight, feeling stretch through the inner left thigh as well. Maybe you point your nose towards the left or towards the right elbow. And when you're ready, unwind from this. You can walk your feet closer together, and we're going to take it to a ragdoll twist. So that's a forward fold. So start with your forward fold. And then take your hands and clasp opposite elbows. So left hand grabs left elbow, right hand grabs right elbow. And just sink into your forward fold a little bit. And then you're going to rock side to side with the upper body. So nose, chest kind of lean right, lean left, or wobble, and just let this be a fluid motion, fluid stretch, stretching through the backside of the body. And when you're ready, you can slowly stand up, one vertebrae at a time, nice and tall. Then we're going to take a wide stance. So take your feet wider than shoulder width apart, and then point your toes slightly outwards. Think 10 and 2 o'clock, so not directly straight. And from here, I want you to sink into a squat. So hips push back, knees stack over the ankles. From here, let your torso come down nice and low. Put your hands into a prayer and try to take your elbows and push them out from your inner thighs. If you can't get your hands there, you can put one hand on each thigh and take your hands and help open up through the hips, the thigh. And then from here, I want you to dip your left shoulder down, lift your right shoulder up, still keeping your hands where they are, opening your chest towards the right, nose points right. A wide squat spinal rotation. And then come back through center. I want you to turn your toes forward, keep your legs wide, and come into a wide-legged forward fold. Arms reach down below the hips. Let your arms hang heavy. From here, you have the option to keep your legs straight, or you can take a soft bend into the legs and extend. Bend and extend. Find what feels good for you. And when you're ready, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. I'm going to get a drink. We're going to do it all on the other side. Start standing tall. We first take it to a high lunge. So left leg is going to go forward, right leg is going to go back now. Left leg is bent, knee is stacked over the left ankle. Right leg is straight behind you. You can either have the right toes on the ground or press the entire foot down to the ground, depending on your flexibility. And you're breathing here. Your hands can be on your hips in a prayer, overhead. Whatever's going to work for you works for me here. Try to get deeper into that stretch. To get deeper into the stretch and keep your knee stacked over your ankle. You might need to widen or step your feet further away, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You're going to feel the stretch through the front of the right hip. The more you push that right heel down towards the ground, you'll get a stretch through the back of the right calf. And here you have the option to take it to a twist. Your hands can go into a prayer if that feels right. And twist your chest to the left. Point your nose to the left, keeping that bend through the left knee, right leg straight. Getting a twist in your high lunge. When you're ready, unwind from that. I want you to now keep that left foot forward, right foot back, and then I want you to turn your right toes out to the right. And then you're going to open your hips and your chest to the right. So now your left leg is bent. Your left toes are now pointed left. You're facing forward, right toes forward. Right leg is still straight. From here, we take it to our reverse warrior. Right arm goes down long by the right side. Left arm reaches out to the side, up over the head, up and over to the right. Nose points up towards the left elbow. You feel a nice side body stretch through the left side. You feel an opening through the left, inner left thigh. You feel a stretch all the way through the inside of the right leg. And you breathe. And when you're ready, you can unwind the upper body, turn both of your toes forward, keep a wide stance, and then you can walk your feet as close together as feels good to you. And we take it to our ragdoll twist. So forward fold, hinge forward, reach your hands down towards the ground. Take one hand in each opposite elbow. So left hand reaches to right elbow, hand reaches to left elbow, and you hang heavy in this forward fold. And you can add your little twist to it. So letting your upper body sway left and right, feeling a stretch through the entire backside of the body, staying loose through this movement. When you're ready, you can take your feet wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. Think 10 and 2, and you're going to come into your deep sumo squat here. So hips push back and sink down, your chest comes forward. And then you have the option for your hands in a prayer in front of your chest, taking your elbows and trying to open your hips wider, or one hand to each inner thigh and pressing them a little bit wider, opening through the hips. Big lower body stretch, big hip opener, inner thighs. And from here, you have the option to dip the right shoulder down, lift the left shoulder up, point your nose and chest towards the left. Wide squat with a spine rotation. Releasing some tension through the back with this rotation. Stretching through the front of the right shoulder as well. And when you're ready, you can rotate back through center, turn your toes forward, keep your legs wide, wide-legged forward fold, hands reach down through center. Folding yourself in half, stretching through the back side of the body. If it feels good to you, you can take a soft bend and extend through the knees, just flowing through the movement. Or you can keep your legs straight. Find what's going to feel best in your body. Nice job. And from here, you can go ahead and come down to a kneeling position on your knees. I'm going to get a quick drink of water, and we're going to get deeper into some stretches. All right, we're going to start in a low lunge stretch. So for our low lunge stretch, again, we're going to do this all on one side, and then we'll come back and do it on the other side. So I want you, from your kneeling position, to step your right foot forward so that you're in a low lunge. So right foot is flat forward, right knee is bent, stacked over right ankle. Your left knee stays on the ground, and then you're going to push your hips down and forward so that your hips actually end up in front of the line of your left knee. Your left leg is long behind you, shin is rested on the ground, the top of your foot is rested on the ground, the back of your left foot is faced towards the ceiling. From here, you have the option to take your hands to the ground. You can have one hand on the outside of your right foot, one hand on the inside of your right foot, or you can have your chest tall, both hands on your right thigh, and you can breathe here to start. Really building off of those stretches that we just did, giving an opportunity to open deeper through them now. Think about pulling your shoulder blades down and back. Try not to cave through the upper back. Try to leave length in there. And now we're going to take it to twisting dragon. So it's that twist again. We're just building off of that sequence we did. We're just doing it on the ground this time. So take your chest, turn it to the right, chest and nose point right. Your hands can be in a prayer. You can take your left elbow and try to reach it to the outside of that left thigh, or you can take your hands both, rest them on your right thigh, and just twist your chest, keep it lifted. Whatever rotation you can get through that core is fine by me. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And then unwind, come back through center. We're going to take it to pigeon from here. So your hands need to come to the ground underneath the shoulders. And then our left leg stays long behind us. Our right knee is going to come to the ground. So right knee on the ground, right behind the right palm. Now that's going to oftentimes want you to take your left or your right foot to your left hip. Work on trying to get that right foot up closer to the left hand rather than the left hip. It won't be perfect the first couple times you do it. It might take you years to get that right foot a little bit more forward, but that'll get deeper into the stretch. So again, that left leg is long behind you, shins trailing on the ground. Right knee is behind the right hand. So the outer line of that shin, that lower right leg is on the ground. And you have that right heel or right foot either in front of the left hip or trying to creep towards being right behind the left hand. Hands are underneath shoulders. This is a huge hip stretch, so you'll feel the front of the left hip stretch and you'll feel the back of the right hip stretch. You can come down to your forearms here if that feels good to get deeper into the stretch, or you can stay on your hands. You're trying to keep your hips level here, so your hips are going to try to lean towards the right. The more you try to keep them level, the more of a stretch you'll feel. And when you're ready, you can slide that right foot back and come back to your kneeling position. We're going to repeat that on the other side. Go ahead and take your left foot, bring it flat on the floor, stepping it one pace ahead of you. Left knee is bent, stacked over the left ankle. The right leg, the shin stays trailing on the ground behind you. Sink your hips forward and down. And find your perfect stretch here in your low lunge. So if you'd like to get deeper into the stretch, you maybe will walk your left foot a little bit further forward. You want to keep that left knee stacked over the right or stacked over the left ankle. Feel that stretch through the front of the right hip and thigh, and maybe inner left thigh as well, left glute. You can choose. Your hands can either rest on your left thigh. They can come down to the ground, one on each side of your foot. Find what's going to feel good to you here. Try to keep the chest proud. Try not to cave through the upper back here. Just gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades together. Breathe. We've already been in a position similar to this. We're just building off of it, getting deeper into it. And then when you're ready, you have that option to take that twist. So if you can have your hands in a prayer. Try to take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, twist and open your chest and torso to the left. If you can't quite get there, both hands can stay on your left thigh and you just twist your nose and chest to face left. Find what's going to work for you. This is twisting dragon. Feel stretch through the back of the left glute. Continued stretch through the front of the right hip. Twist through the core of the torso. And When you're ready, unwind through center. We're going to take it to our pigeon pose. So you'll have to pull your left foot back closer to you. And then your left knee is going to rest on the ground right behind the left hand. So hands are underneath shoulders, palms down, fingertips forward. That right leg is still long behind you, hanging out back there. Your left, outside of your left lower leg, your shin is touching the ground. You have your left foot either starting in front of the right hip or progressing towards coming right behind the right hand. So anywhere in between there, wherever you're at, meet yourself there. The goal is to get the foot closer to the right hand as you continue to practice this stretch. Trying to keep your hips level. So your hips are going to want to tilt to the left. Try to keep them level. Try to keep them square. You'll feel a deeper stretch. If you try to pull that right hip forward, you'll feel that stretch really open up through the left glute. So stretch is felt through the left glute, the back of the left hip, and through the front of the right hip. You can stay on your hands here, or you can come down to your forearms, get deeper into the stretch. Your hips might have to come higher or lower to get that even hips, get them level. Play around with it. And when you're ready, you can unwind from that. I want you to come to a tabletop position. I'm going to get a drink. So if you'd also like to get a drink, meet me in your tabletop when you're ready. And we will go into a cat-cow to start. On your cat-cow position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Take a nice deep breath. Back is flat. And on your exhale, push through your palm, tuck your chin to your chest, arch your spine to the sky. And then when you need to inhale, you'll dip your belly low, roll your shoulders down and back, pull your shoulder blades together, point your nose forward, open your collarbone forward. Go through this at your own pace with your breath. So every time you go into cat, spine up, you're exhaling. Every time you go into cow, belly low, you're inhaling. Think belly low so it can fill with air. And then when you pull your belly button up to your spine, you're exhaling to make space for that spine release decompression. Now, wherever you're at, come to a flat back, and we're going to do hip circles. So I want you to think about shifting your hips to the right, bringing them forward, shifting them to the left, and then bringing them back. You can make these as big or as small as you'd like, shifting your weight forward and back so your hips do not have to remain over your knees. Just getting some movement, releasing tension through the hips. And reverse your direction of your circles. And come back to that tabletop, hips stacked over those knees. I want you to keep your hips where they are over the knees, and I want you to walk your hands forward. We're going to take it to puppy pose. So I want your chest and your forehead to come low towards the ground. I want you to reach your fingertips forward, palms press down, forearms can come down to the ground, hips stay high. So with those hips staying high, the tailbone reaching to the ceiling, and then the arms reaching long, chest sinking low, you'll get a nice stretch through the upper back. If you press down through the palms, you'll get a stretch through the triceps, the back of the upper arm. And you're also getting a stretch through the glutes and as well as the hamstrings. Breathing here. And when you're ready, we are going to take it to a down dog. So take your hands flat to the floor, curl your toes under, and I want you to send your hips to the ceiling, arms in like straight pike position. Push those heels down towards the ground for a deeper stretch through the backs of the legs, and straighten through the back, bring the chest towards the knees, stretching through the spine. And from here, we're going to pedal out our legs. So I want you to bend your right knee, then straighten your right knee, bend your left leg. If being in downward dog doesn't feel good for your shoulders, feel free to remain in a puppy pose or whatever stretch feels best for you at this time. Pedaling out your legs is going to give the straight leg an opportunity to get deeper into the stretch. And when you're ready, straighten both legs, push both heels towards the ground one more time. And gently bring both those knees back to the ground on all fours, tabletop position. We're going to take it to a bird dog. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Extend your left leg long behind you. Extend your right arm long in front of you. So right arm extends long in front of the shoulder, right shoulder at shoulder height. Left leg nice and long behind the left hip at hip height. Toes pointed. Fingertips reaching forward. Head stays in line with the spine. Belly button pulls in. Breathing here. Finding balance, finding length. And coming back to all fours, switching sides, right leg extends long behind the right hip, left arm reaches forward, shoulder height, finding length through the body, extending those fingertips forward, those toes back, head in line with the spine, lengthening through the spine. And come back through center in your tabletop position. We're going to thread the needle. From here, on all fours, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Take the right arm, open it nice and wide to a T shape outside the right shoulder. And then on a nice big inhale, open it further towards the ceiling. Right arm reaches up, nose and chest open to the right. And then on your exhale, you're going to thread the needle. Right hand or right arm comes between the left thigh and arm. And you're going to get your right shoulder down towards the ground as close as you can, if not resting on the ground. Right ear comes towards the ground. Keeping that left arm boxed out, you might have a bend in that left elbow. Left palm stays down. With that right hand, reaching nice and long, right fingertips reach left, palm faces up. Now I want you to think about keeping those hips high, and then also think about stacking the shoulders over one another. So that right shoulder's reaching towards the ground, rested on the ground. Maybe you're pushing through that left palm a little bit to get the left shoulder almost stacked over the right, really opening up through the back of the shoulder blades, releasing the tension that we hold and store in our upper back. Breathe here for a couple deep breaths. Remember, hips stay high. Maybe your right ear's rested on the ground. Just getting into that twist as much as you can. The perfect stretch is whatever stretch your body needs and can accomplish today. So find your version of perfect today. And when you're ready, you can come back through center, all fours, tabletop position. We take it to the left side. Left arm reaches out to the left of the left shoulder to a T, and then you're going to open that left shoulder, reach that left fingertip up to the ceiling as you take a nice big inhale, chest and nose point left. On your exhale, you thread the needle. Left arm comes between the right arm and thigh, and left shoulder comes down to the ground. Our left palm faces the ceiling, left fingertips reach all the way to the right, keeping the hips high, breathing. Left ear, maybe at the left ear comes down to the ground, pressing through the right palm. Maybe you have a bend in that right arm. And trying to think about getting those shoulders stacked over one another. It won't be perfect, but it'll be perfect for you and where you're at today. Feeling the back of the shoulder blades really open up here. Hips high, continuing the stretch through the hips, through the glutes. And when you're ready, unwind from there. And we are going to lie on our back. We're going to get into our lying flow. I'm going to get a drink on the way there. Feel free to get a drink as well if you need. Otherwise, meet me on your back. From your back, we're going to start with feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, head rested Arms can be by your sides. If you want to take your arms more so outside your shoulders than outside your hips, you can, or anywhere in between. Whatever's going to work for you. We're going to windshield wiper our legs. So knees are going to fall to the right. Feet are going to stay touching the ground. And then knees are going to come back up through center, and then they're going to fall left. Now you get to choose how big this movement is. Knees only fall as far as feels good to you. You also choose the speed here. We're loosening up through the hips, loosening up through the low back. So when your knees fall right, the outer right edges of your feet are on the ground. And when your knees fall left, the outer edges of your left edges of the feet are on the ground. Just going through this movement. Releasing any tension through the low back, through the hips. Maybe press through your palms for more stability. Hip mobility working here. Maybe you feel this movement massage through the glutes a little bit as you roll through the hip joint. And when you're ready, feet come flat to the floor. You're going to hug your right knee to your chest. Left leg can either stay planted or you can extend it long on the ground. Just breathe here. With the right knee pulled into your chest, you're feeling a nice stretch through the back of the right glute, through the low back. On your next exhale, maybe you let that right knee come wider an inch or two to the right to open up the stretch through the inner thigh, outer hip. And when you're ready, you can take it to your twist. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. The right knee guides up and over towards the left side of the body, only as far as feels good to you. The right hip does peel off the ground here. And your right arm goes long to a T outside the right shoulder, nose points right. When you're ready, you can come back through center, give your knees a little hug to your chest, rock side to side. Into transition, before we switch sides, we're going to take it to a happy baby. So keep your knees hugged into your chest, and if it feels good, take those knees a little bit wider than the chest, more towards the shoulders. And if it feels good from here, try to take your bottoms of your feet and face them towards the ceiling, and take one hand to each foot or to each thigh and hug them deeper, closer to you, closer to the outside of the rib cage. You can rock back and forth here. You can move side to side. And when you're ready, you're going to release. Your right foot is either going to come flat to the floor or extend long on the ground, and you're going to hug your left knee to your chest. Wrapping your hands around your shin. Now open that left knee slightly outside the left rib cage, just an inch or two to get deeper into the inner thigh, outer hip. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Guide your left knee up and over towards the right side of the body, peeling that left hip off the ground. Let your left arm go long to a T outside the left shoulder, nose points to the left. Opening up through the chest, shoulder, glutes, twisting through the spine. Ready, come back through center, hug both knees to your chest, give yourself a little rock side to side, and then extend your legs straight to the ceiling. So the bottoms of your feet face the ceiling, trying to get your legs as straight as you can, and then let your legs, keeping them straight, draw forward towards the chest. It might just be a few inches. Feel that stretch through the backs of the legs. This is legs up stretch. The more you fight for a straight leg, the more of a stretch you'll feel through the backs of the legs. Think about lengthening through the back of the knee. And when you're ready, bring your knees to your chest. Let your legs extend long out down on the ground, so you're lying nice and long. I want you to reach your hands up overhead, so you're reaching as long as you can, reaching away from the fingertips or away with the toes. We're going to take it to banana next. So take your feet and walk them a couple inches to the right, and then I want you to reach your fingers up overhead, lying on the ground, to the right as well. So you're getting a nice banana shape, nice crescent shape through the body. You're going to feel the left side of the body elongate while the right side of the body shortens. When you're ready, you'll come back through center, lengthening nice and long, reach the fingertips back, toes forward. Expanding through the spine, lengthening. And now we take it to the other side. Feet walk over to the left just a little bit. Arms reach up to the left a little bit, making your banana stretch, banana pose. Finding a little crescent shape with the body stretching and lengthening through the right side of the body, shortening through the left side. And when you're ready, you can come back through center. You can plant your feet flat on the floor. Do whatever you need to do to come up to a seated position. Rock and roll yourself up. We're going to take it to a seated forward fold. Reset the spine here. Go ahead and expand nice and tall, lifting through the crown of the head, shoulders stacked over hips. And when you're ready, take a nice big inhale as the arms reach out to the sides and up over the head. And on your exhale, you'll hinge forward, reach your hands towards your toes, fold yourself in half. Your hands might not necessarily reach your toes. They might reach somewhere between the knee and the toes. Find wherever you are and meet yourself there. Folding yourself in half. Think about letting your shoulder blades relax down and back away from each other. Let your shoulders sink away from your ears to allow the stretch really come through the mid to upper back. With every exhale, you just get a little bit deeper into your stretch, and with every inhale, you release a little bit more. Or make space for that next exhale. When you're ready, sit tall. You can just start by sitting cross-legged here, and then take your left hand, put it on your lap. Your right arm is going to reach down long outside the right hip, and then you're going to tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder, and letting that right arm hang heavy is going to encourage that right shoulder to come down and away to allow that stretch to really be felt through the entire right side of the neck. Breathing here. Coming back through center, let your right hand rest on your lap. Your left arm is going to go down long by your left side. And then let your right ear tilt towards your right shoulder, creating space through the left side of the neck. Keep both shoulders relaxed down and breathe here. And when you're ready, come back through center. We're going to take it to a butterfly. Take the bottoms of your feet and push them together to touch in front of the hips. This means your knees are going to bend out towards each side. Bring your heels closer to your hips for a deeper stretch. Let your knees fall wide for a deeper stretch and hinge forward from the waist for a deeper stretch. Find your perfect combination of these three things. Maybe you rest your hands on the inner thighs. Maybe you rest your hands on your feet. Maybe your forearms gently press those thighs out to open up through the inner thighs and hips a little bit more. Embracing all that this stretch has to offer, opening through the hips, opening through the inner thighs, maybe stretching through the back if you're hinged forward. Just taking deep breaths wherever you're at. when you're ready, you can slowly sit up. I want you to extend your right leg long on the ground. Right leg goes a little bit wider than the hip. We're going to take it to a half butterfly. The inside of the left foot touches the inside, or the bottom of the left foot touches the inside of the right thigh. Your right arm is going to rest long by your right leg, and then you're going to circle your left arm out to the side and up over the head, reaching to the right to get a nice side bend through the left side of the body. To deepen this stretch, you can point your nose towards your left elbow, towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch open through the left hip, through the left side of the body. And when you're ready, you're going to rotate. Bring both hands now reaching towards the right toes. Point your nose towards your right knee, stretching through the spine and through the back of the right leg. Still getting a subtle side body stretch through that left side and hip. Breathing here. When you're ready, come back through center. We're going to switch sides. Left leg goes straight and long, just a little bit wider than the hip. The bottom of the right foot is going to touch the inside of the left thigh, so that right leg ends up in a half butterfly. The left arm goes down long by the left leg. The right arm reaches out to the side, up over the head. Big side bend over to the left, elongating through the right side of the body. To get deeper into the stretch, point the nose up towards the right elbow. Breathing through here. Feel the stretch from the right hip all the way through the right ribs, right arm. Energy pushing through the right fingertips. When you're ready, rotate. Bring your nose to point to your left knee. Both arms reach now towards the left toes, folding yourself in half. Now you get a lengthen through the spine. Feel the stretch through the back of the left leg with that still subtle stretch through the right hip and right side body. And you can release from that. We're going to take it to a wide V stretch. So go ahead and take your legs wider than shoulder width apart. You can choose how wide is wide. Flex your feet. Walk your hands forward in front of you, folding yourself in half or trying to get there. Reaching those fingers energetically forward. Strong flex of the feet is going to encourage the backs of the legs to open even more. We're stretching through the spine, lengthening through the spine, reaching the crown of the head forward, opening through the hips and inner thighs as well. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands slowly back towards you, and we're going to come into a child's pose position. So hands are going to go underneath your shoulders, knees are going to go underneath your hips. From here, walk your knees a little bit wider than the hips and bring the big toes together behind you. Sink your bottom back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward, lengthening through the spine. Fingertips reach energetically forward as you pull your tailbone down and back. Maybe press down through your palms. That's going to increase the stretch through the triceps, the back of the upper arm. You bring your chest, your forehead to the ground or as close to the ground as you can, lengthening through the spine, releasing through the backs of the shoulder blades. With the knees wider than the hips, it does two things. It allows room for the belly to sink, and it also opens up through the inner thighs and hips. Breathe. Think about lengthening. Now we're going to walk our hands a pace or two over to the right. Stack your left palm on top of your right and feel that side body stretch lengthen through the left side with that continued hip opening. Come back through center. Switch sides, walk your hands a pace or two to the left. Stack your right palm over your left. Feel that lengthening through the right side body. Walk your hands back forward, lengthening, resetting through the spine, elongating fingertips forward, tailbone back. Embrace that stretch, push the palms down, sink the hips lower. Now, wherever you are, take a nice deep breath. And I want you to come to your most comfortable position as we round out with some restoration. So that could be child's pose, rest position. That could be seated. That could be lying down on your back. Whatever it is for you, make your way there. Maybe you grab a drink as you get there. Once you're in your position, take some deep breaths. I want you to focus on breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Start there. Find your pace. Right on time. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. While you're here, there's nothing for you to do except for notice. I want you to notice the sensations that are in your body and let your mind wander. Let your body guide your mind to whatever it's feeling. Maybe it's feeling stretched. Maybe it's feeling tender. And just pay attention and notice those things. That's all you need to do. Bring your mind back to your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth at your pace. And then challenge yourself to slow your pace. Challenge yourself to breathe in a little bit slower and to exhale a little bit slower. Breathing as you go. And continuing to notice the sensations in our body. This is how our body speaks to us. We tune in to our mind and body connection. Letting your mind wander. Sometimes it'll drift. Don't fight it. It's natural. Our brains want to drift. They want to wander. Once you find yourself wandering, come back to your breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. And then come back to noticing. Doing a little body scan. Deep breathing. Now, wherever you're at, get a little bit of movement back into your body. Maybe very slight, subtle wiggles. Maybe you curl your fingers in and make your way to a seated position. Taking your time, moving at your pace, breathing as you go. When you make your way to seated, find your comfortable seated position. And start with your arms long by your side. Sit tall, lengthening through the crown of the head. Pressing the sit bones down towards the ground. We're just going to take some deep breaths together, but at your own pace. As you inhale, reach your hands out to the sides and up over the head. And as you inhale, let your arms keep that length and come back down to your sides. Moving at your pace, inhaling, reaching out and up. And exhaling, reaching out and down. On your next breath, let your hands meet at the top. Palms come together, fingertips pointing up. And then on your exhale, let those hands sink down towards the chest. From here, you can let your arms fall to your lap, by your side. And that rounds us out for our deep stretch today. I'm going to stop our recording.